Today I am going to review two issues I've had with this sawmill setup that I did. Well, good afternoon. This is the old man with the plan here. Today, it rained this morning, so I didn't get a lot done this morning, so I am going to get started here this afternoon. Now, today I am going to review two issues I've had with this sawmill setup that I did, and then at that point, I'll show you how I fixed them. But remember, there is two, so watch the entire video so you can see both of them. One of them has to do with the actual adjustment of the height of my cut. And the other one has to do with the width cutting that you can do on this. So I will want to show you some things in case you're setting up your own Woodmizer that you can avoid these issues that I'm having right now. Now the first issue involves, it reduces the width of the log that I can cut on this. Now I'm getting ready to cut down some bigger trees. I'm afraid I'm going to need the width, and I noticed this on my 19-inch cut that I was running out of room. A 19-inch log. So I'll show you the 19-inch log comes out to about here, right here. So this one has to go in here. Now, as you see, these right here, I hope you can see. If not, I'll get a better picture. I'll review this here. This has a flap underneath it that actually holds it so it doesn't fall all the way down. And this right here plate, without realizing it, I put it on a little crooked. So I have the plate that's sitting like this, which is causing a little bit of a problem. It's going this way. And the other problem is, this is a height adjustment for the saw right here. This is the feet. Now, when I adjusted this in, I'm always of the thinking when I put in equipment, you know, the lower I can get it to the base, the stronger it's going to be. As you go up, naturally, there's more of the ability for it to move around. So this probably, if you're setting up your own, don't put it so close to the bottom, and I'll show you why. Now this, as this leg goes down here, it's hitting my 6x6 right there. So as I put it there, even with this point off, you see this is the adaptation. These are handy. They do go on like this. Here is when you just want to catch underneath the board. Here is the log. It kind of goes in there. It holds it better. But here is my maximum width of cut to get this up. And if I go in almost all the way here, as you can see, I'll run the tape measure out here. This log at this point, 19 is about the max that I can go. That's what I did. That's what I had trouble with. I was able to get the cut, but I had to actually make sure I didn't use this part. Now the problem is, with this as low it is, this, when you try to move it up, is hitting both this cockeyed plate here and this wood. Now I think I'm going to have to, first of all, take these bolts out and straighten out the plate. So that is going to be the first job. May not be a good day today. Getting a sprinkle already. And like I said, the first thing I got to do is square that up. I'm maybe losing some out of it. Not a lot, but some. Now I could rise this whole thing up, but that's a lot of leveling and everything again. I just as soon try to do as much as I can. It never mentioned anything in the instruction manual that you had to be at a certain height. Uh-oh, here comes a bunch of rain. I'm going to have to pack things up for a few minutes. Now, I did make some videos on the actual building of the base and also the setup of the machine. I will put the base build here up on the right-hand corner for you to see if you want to go view it. Once I got the screws out, it was just a matter of tapping over the plate to kind of level it out and then reattach the screws or put them back in. It always helps if you pre-drill for these lag bolts. Oh no, it's starting to sprinkle again. Makes it hard when it sprinkles is if the rain comes and I got to put the cameras away again. And my tools are on the back of the gator there, so they get wet. And it stopped already. This is one of those irritating days where it rains, then it quits, then it rains, then it quits, and it stays cloudy all day. I would really like to get at least this part done here. I wish I would have a 1/2-inch extension. I do not. Or my 1/2-inch ratchet would fit on this, but I need an extension. And I don't have one with me. It's always hard to bring every tool you need, because you never know what you're going to need. Now, if you look, I'm not gaining very much here. About 1.5 inches. I'll measure to let you know. Now, I want to see where I have to cut, which is starting right there. I suppose if I put it right like this. See that line right there? This is what I got to cut to allow this to swing. Now, let me see what I can do to cut it. And it's got to be cut back into here too, and straight down that way. To there. So that's what's got to be cut out. I brought some chisels. Might be easier to chisel out than cut. I think I might try that first. works. Maybe take a little bit of that corner off up there. It's hitting just a touch. Good to go. Okay, now that I'm done with the front one, I'm going to have to do the back one. Now the back one, the same way. Loosen up the bolts, take the bolts out, square up the plate. Use some chisels to get it down, and then make sure everything fits and works okay. Okay, the second one is done. It was a lot harder to chisel due to the fact that there's a knot right here. I don't know whether you can see it on the camera or not, but there's a big old knot there. Now it looks like I still, oops, shoot. Got the dropsies. That goes over as far as the plate will allow it right there. Now, as always, there's always things you could do. You could always maybe cut a little bit of this off so it still catches the lip, but makes it shorter here. I guess if it was there, it might work better. But that's what I got now. Like I said, I gained an inch. And actually an inch and a quarter on this side. Now I could still gain 3/4 of an inch if I chisel out more here, and in that way maybe I could get it like there and then move it over. But I don't know whether that's worth it yet or not. I will let it go with that for a while and see what it does. Like I said, there's other options. I could have raised it all up and re-leveled it out, but I really didn't want to go that route. I think I got it pretty level, and I want to keep it that way. The other issue, you could always cut a little bit of this off and make it less of a swing, or even cut it all off so that goes all the way down, but then you got to go down and pick it up every time, each way down. Right now it's right there where you need it. But I do believe, actually, move it up like this, you might be able to get it over a little bit more. You might be able to make that work. Yeah. We'll deal with the options. But that's this one. Both of them are done. So if you're setting a sawmill up, take a look at this and make sure you get this higher, or your plates are level and not crooked like mine were. I think I made them crooked so I could screw this in easier, and I guess it kind of got me in the long run. But I'll show you the next problem I have with my setup. I don't know whether it's the setup or the way equipment's running here. I don't know which it is. But as you can see, finally the sun came out and it's warming up some. Warmed up enough where I had to take my flannel off, and I'm a little bit sweaty here. But let's take a look and see what else I've got to show you that I've got to fix. Okay, this is the next problem I've been having. I'm going to have to take this back off. This right here is a handle. You pull it in, it releases a pin, and this moves the saw up and down. But it's not springing back like it's supposed to. I have to kind of tap it in, and then sometimes it gets tight going through these grooves here. Now I'll make pictures of these grooves and everything. So I'm going to have to take this off, take it apart and see what's going on inside of it. I will probably do some cutting tomorrow because I can make this work so far. But then I'm going home, so I will probably take this off at that point. It's pretty easy to take off. There's a nut here and a nut here. I'll make sure I get you a picture of it. And then this whole assembly just screws out of here. And you always put it down all the way where there's no tension on it when you leave anyhow. I just hate to take it apart right now because it is working and I only have a limited amount of time up here, and I want to cut some more. Now I got those 2 clamps taken care of today. Now this is the next little job I'm going to have. Now, I don't know whether these are real tight in here too. Sometimes I think the paint needs to wear out. I think sometimes it'd be easier maybe if I took a little piece of sandpaper, a little file, and quickly round those off. And then I'll take it to home where I have a workbench and everything and all the tools I need. And I'll take it apart there and I'll show you what I got. And those are the 2 items that I've had the most troubles with. So hang tough and you'll see what this looks like inside and how I repair. Here's a picture of the cable lock assembly and the actual wheel that adjusts the cable that it locks into. Okay, this is the part from the sawmill that I said doesn't appear to be operating. I know it's not operating right. As you can see, here's the pin that engages those holes that holds the saw carriage in place, or not the carriage, I guess the saw height adjustment. Now, as you see, as you pull this in, is when you pull this in, and then you turn this whole thing around, and that's what lifts and lowers the carriage. When you release this, that is supposed to pop right back out. As you see right now, it is not. I have to tap it. Now, that's what I've had to do lately on the saw. So today, I'm at home. We're going to take this apart and see what we can do with it. Now, the first thing, as you can see on it, is there's an Allen head right here. Or maybe I should just take it off this part here, I guess, is what I'll start with. I'll take this off here. This is more or less a locking nut for it. That one's a little harder to get to. There we go. Then this whole assembly just kind of screws out. See the threads there? And here's the assembly. It's also threaded as well as down here. I believe these are the same threads. This screws on to the wheel assembly and this holds this. I don't think it matters which end you put it in. So let's take this off. There's the handle. And then I guess you can see the next step is going to be using an Allen wrench to take that out. Now that Allen wrench size, it's a small one. It's actually 2 millimeter. Oh, there we go. That whole thing came out there that way, and it shouldn't do that. There's actually a groove right here. I don't think that's supposed to come out. There's a snap ring inside there. Unfortunately, age gets the best of me. I have to wear some glasses. That came out easy enough. Here's another thing, and there's the spring assembly with another washer. Spring looks fine. slides through there. Slides through there fine. Ah, this fell out too. I didn't see that. There's another ring here. And I'll bet you this fits on a very kind of badly cut. There's a groove here for this O-ring, and that's what holds the spring in place. If this comes off, that spring isn't going to apply the right tension. And I hope you can see here, but I will try. There is a little groove there, but it's not cut the whole way around it. You see, that's a poorly made cut on that. So I may have continual problems with that. And I really don't have a lathe or anything to cut it. Let me see what kind of files I have. I really don't have a small enough file in here to get that a little deeper. That's a little too wide. They're all too wide that I have. Let me see how this fits on there. This is why sometimes if I'm unsure about what I'm tearing apart, I bring it home because I have the tools here. And as you've seen in some of my previous videos, it's really hard to take all your tools. Now, this isn't cut too well up here, so I'm going to put the base of the snap ring where I think it's going to hold the best. Now, I don't know whether I should buy another one of these or tell them it's poorly cut or what I should do. So this is kind of a manufacturing issue with this. Kind of looks like I need to get that piece off. I'm going to take it over to the vise. I'm going to put a punch in here, and I'm just going to open the vise enough where this fits on the top, and then I'm going to punch it through. Okay, with the hammer and vise, I was able to get this off fairly easy. Now, obviously, this needs a washer here. Then the spring. And I'm guessing it goes like this. That should be... yeah. Yep, that's the way it goes. Now see, this, like I said, was a problem. We'll see how it holds up. I suppose where this went on tight, let me get a piece of emery cloth and clean this part of the shaft up so this goes right back on when I'm ready. It went on pretty good, but I want to clean that up a little bit. I'll just take a file and file that rough spot off real quick. This goes on. Then a washer. And then, let me see, I'm going to need this piece on. Like that. Yeah, there's a little tension there now. Let me see. This goes on. Oh, that went on with this. Then this washer goes. Ah, yes, that's what we do. And that goes in, it fits in the groove here. That appears to work like it's supposed to. Okay, nice and in and out. There's a little groove. I want to get it as far back this way, so that goes out as far as it will go. I want it to go out quite a ways. There, we put it there. Let's level with that. We'll try that. Okay. Appears to be working. Okay, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in and get the parts list and see if it gives me a breakdown, so I make sure I get this back together right. Okay, I do have the parts list here. I'll take a picture of it and put it onto. It looks like I put this together correctly. Yeah, I see no issues with the way I put it together. So I'm going to go ahead and put it back together. It seems like it's working fine there. Alrighty. Like I said, right now it appears like it's working good. So I am going to put it back together and take it up to the camp and reinstall it. Okay, you see right there, it appears like it's working now. And it looked like the only thing that was wrong was that snap ring came out. Okay, I'm going to reassemble my part here, and it came off easy, it goes on easy. One nut here. And this part actually threads on. You got to get it square here to get it to thread. Once it starts threading here, in a minute I'll have to engage the little catch here. Keep on putting it on. It looks like it's going to work good. It's tight. I put the locking nut back on it. Okay, and that's it. It was working well. Pulls in nice, comes out nice. Like I said, sometimes I still think the paint holds it up a little bit. I might bring up a round file and just get some of this paint off in some of these areas we haven't used. I think it would work better. As I showed you in the previous part of this video, I think it's not machined well inside the actual shaft that this rides on. The snap ring does not fit on there very well. Part of the snap ring doesn't even have a groove in. I think the groove should be the whole way around. So there's machining area problems in the way they made this. So that's something to be aware of when you buy one of these Woodmizers. And also, as I said in the previous parts of the video, the area where I had to actually extend and chisel out some of the wood on the side over by the bunks because of the way the clamps would not move over the whole way, because I used 6x6. I could have put the clamps on the inside. I could have raised the bed up more. There's lots of things I could have done to prevent that problem there. But everything's worked out okay. So once again, I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for viewing. If you haven't subscribed, think about it. You'd help an old man out. And once again, this is the old man with the plan. I'll see you later.